Okay, so people absolutely went crazy over the clock like depth water effect on these wallpapers. I shared this on my Instagram, on my other channels, and people kept asking how to make it. And then I actually shared the wallpaper, but still many of you were facing issues. So in this video, I'd like to share step by step how you can get this to work on your iPhone. Yes, some specific steps are needed to get this to work. It's not easy. You really need to pay close attention to some adjustments, some details, and I'm going to share that with you so you can also get this awesome clock effect wallpaper on your iPhone. This is the wallpaper everyone is talking about. This is actually a variation of the original one that we found, and we really improved it. We tried to replicate this, and it's honestly extremely difficult to do this because there needs to be a special kind of contrast between like the middle layer, the top and the bottom. As you can see here, we've been working on variants as well of this wallpaper, and it's just not working. It's a lot of work. There are several reasons for this, but we keep improving, and hopefully we'll be able to release a wallpaper pack. We're gonna drop that in the description below. And as you can see, everything was inspired on this first wallpaper. For this to work, you need to do a couple of things. So let's start first by showing you the wallpaper that we made. So that's this one. For this to work, we first need to go into settings and make sure that we're running the latest version of iOS 26. I have iOS 26.0.1 running. And then obviously you need to have these wallpapers. They're in the description below. You can get them there. When you have downloaded them, we're not done yet. Then what you need to do is obviously put it as a wallpaper. So we click the sharing icon in the bottom left and then click on use as wallpaper. And there are important things you need to do here. First, we need to activate a spatial scene, just like that, generating spatial scene. That's one. Second, if you want to have widgets being added, they need to go to the bottom. So we can do that as well. Let's, for example, add my app Countify together with AirPods and ChatGPT. Let's quickly add my Instagram follower account here, just like that. That's 2. And what's really important is that this is going to the bottom. Next, you need to toggle on the depth effect. Some people are missing that. It's really important that you add the depth effect as well. So let's check that as well, depth effect on. And now here comes the difficult part, and that is that you need to adjust the time precisely to where it's in the water. So many people just did it like that and then it's not working. What you need to do is you need to find the right spot in which the numbers are covered by the water. So you just need to play around, and at some point you'll see just there, you saw it, it's gonna get inside of the water. Find the right spot where it's inside of the water. There you have it, and then click on add, obviously. And what's really important here as well, that sometimes even adding it doesn't work. What can help is just pinching a little bit and playing around with the depth. And you can see the adjustments really help to make this nice distinction between the clock and the water, and yeah, all the other elements in the wallpaper. Let's check that again. Boom, there you go. So here's an example of another wallpaper that we've created and in which the effect doesn't work. So let's show, for example, all the steps generating. Make sure that depth effect is toggled on. If you want the widgets, all good. And as you can see, even when you try to edit there sometimes, there is the point. You can see it's really not taking it. So there is actually some magical thing in the wallpaper that helps. Sometimes zooming in and out can help with making that effect. So this looks actually really promising, but when you edit, you can actually see in the example, that it's not working and it's just going to push it out. It really has to do with something inside of the wallpapers. We're trying to find this magic. We managed to make this in one wallpaper as mentioned, but yeah, we want this to be in all the wallpapers. We're gonna add these in the description. The more we make, you can just find them there. And as mentioned, we're working on a bunch of different variants. This is more of kind of a mountain ocean one. but we're also working on a sky one, maybe something of heaven or the desert. Drop your suggestions if you have anything, maybe nature, a nice tree, and then the grass, and then underneath like the whole world on the ground. Plenty of possibilities. Drop what you'd like to see in our next wallpaper in the comments below, and then we'll try and make these and duplicate this. But again, it's really not easy to get this effect. We've been working on this for hours right now, and this is one of the first that we were able to make ourselves. If this was helpful, guys, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, like this video, and see you in the next one. Peace.